Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, it's Blank. It's How To Tuesday. So my name is Eve. This is Eve's Creations Paint Party, and it's Tuesday night. I almost said Friday night. Anyway, it's our practice session, right? Tonight is reflections. So I did a few how-to water videos and all of that, but I'm gonna go more in depth into how to make different types of reflections and how to, get the sizing right and all that good stuff. So get out your supplies, get out whatever you want to paint on, piece of cardboard, piece of paper, whatever. It doesn't matter. We practice as a family, so I can help you make your paintings that much better. So we got to give props to who. Where is he? Where is he? Can't find him. There he is. There's the man of the hour. You never know, he might chime into the party, so we got to say hello. Hi, Butters. Alright, let me show you my handy dandy table. Okay, so we've got the same paint. Every single video, white, red, yellow, black, and blue. We've got my water, of course the Java. I got a whole bunch of brushes. I'll let you know what I'm using, when I'm using it, and all of that good stuff. Hello, 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 Tina B. Tina B's in the house. How you doing, doll? Say hello, hello. If you're painting with me tonight, let me know if anyone's painting with me tonight. Helen's going to be our watcher. Yes, so we got watchers, creepers, painters. It's all good. We're just going to hang out, have a good time, learn some stuffs, right? Why not? Why not? I've got a surprise for you guys. So, this Friday is the flowers. I'm going to show you next Friday's, which this practice session is going to tie into. So say hello, hello, hello if you're practicing with me tonight. Let me know if anyone is practicing with me tonight. Got to get you all down on the roll call. I'm sure more people are going to start popping in. Rachel's here. Hi, hon. Hello, 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 sweetie. We got another watcher. Watching's perfectly fine. This is your practice session, okay? Keep that in mind. So, this is your opportunity to ask me anything. Hey, anything you want to ask me. Rochelle is here. Donna's here. Oh, everyone's popping in now. I have Rachel and Rochelle and Donna and Jincy and Cindy and... whew, a whole bunch of you just popped on at once. I think I got everybody, though. I'm pretty sure I did. I am pretty sure I got everybody. Alright, I'm going to put you guys in your handy-dandy holder. Just remember, all of my videos are kid-friendly, so if you guys can watch your comments, I'm going to try to watch this thing, and we'll be all set. Alright? Okay, like I said, it is blank. It is blank because we're practicing. Alright, so while everyone's still popping on, hello everybody, right? Hello fam. Hello everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Everyone's having a good Tuesday night, I hope. Hello, hello Joanne. Hello, hello, hello sweetheart. Joanne's in the house. Okay, so you tell me. Do you want a city skyline or fall trees? Oh, those of you that have been following my make-em-ups, I went with like sparkly pinky things. I don't know how to do that. You know how like the models, they like lower their eyes like halfway, all like cutesy and show off their I can't do that. I don't know how they do that. I just look like I ate a lemon because I'm squinting. I look like I sucked on a lemon. That's what I did. Thank you so much, Becky. Hello, 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 sweetheart. Becky's in the house. That's what I'm talking about. We got Becky here. Donna wants to do city skylines. We got to vote for city skylines. Lynette's hanging out with us. Does this remind you of... Yes, Lynette. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. 6,000%. Definitely like... And I see Mary, and I see Tom, and I see Jamie. And thank you so much, Rochelle. Rachel. All right, I got a Rachel, and I got a Rochelle. And I'm going to mix that up, so that's okay. Debbie's saying trees. So we have one tree and one city. The next comment I see, Joan's here. hello, Joan. So I have a Joan and a Joanne. Woo, you guys are going to make me work tonight. I got one city and I got one trees. Hello, Joanne. Hello, love. And Rachel saying city. Okay, city wins. All right, guys. City wins. All right, let's put on, I'm grabbing big boy. Let's turn you guys to the almighty blank canvas. I am working on a 16 by 20. I have it 16 this way, 20 straight across. We need a sky. We need a sky up. Helen's saying trees. Debbie coming in with the stars. She's making an entrance. Thank you so much, Debbie. I really appreciate that. Hello. I've got Debbie and Debbie. I got two Debbies going on in the house. Thank you so much for that. And we got trees. So Helen said trees. We got 3 trees and 1 city. We got 3 trees and 1 city. Alright, so, well, you guys make up your mind while I throw a sky on here. You guys make up your mind while I throw a sky. It's the same concepts either way, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. It's still all the same stuff. So, it's totally up to you. 6,000%. If you want to do a cityscape, we can do a cityscape. If you want to sneak fall trees reflecting on a lake out of me, you can do that. Jinsey with the stars. Thank you so much, Jinsey. 2 cities. Yes. All right, we got 2 cities, and I don't know. I lost count. I'm so bad at this voting thing. I lost count. Just do the city. It don't matter to me none. Oh my goodness. I should really write this down. Those of you wondering, I'm just grabbing blue and white paint. I'm just throwing a sky up here real quick. Alright, so we're just throwing a sky up real quick. Lindell is saying city but trees next time. Next time. Alright, we'll do city. City's fine with me. City, wait till I show you guys. Wait till I show you. City ties into what we're going to be doing in 2 weeks. So, I'll do city. I will do city. Summer in the city. And I'm wearing blue paint already. Look at that. Doesn't take long. Doesn't take long for me to be wearing blue paint. Alright? I got it all over me already. I already got paint all over me. Alright, so there's a few things I want to show you tonight. Alright, now I've covered how to paint water before. I did a few videos on how to paint water. If you go on my YouTube, you'll find them on there. I have a couple of how to paint water. I've got a couple of how to paint oceans. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Alright, so we need water for our reflections, right? Alright, so let me drop some water in here real quick. Alright, so just grabbing blue and white. That's all I'm doing. I'm just getting some color on this canvas. Just getting some color on this canvas. That's all I'm doing. Yep, all I'm doing. So, city's easier. It's just rectangles. Okay. Okay. Sounds good to me. Whatever you guys want. This is your practice session. Like I said, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Alright, we'll try to stay on topic. It doesn't always happen. Thank you so much for everybody joining me live tonight. I really appreciate it. You guys are the magic. I'm just here to explain stuff. Hi, Carol. How you doing, sweetie? I'm just here to show you guys stuff. You guys are the party. You guys are the party. You guys, y'all warm my heart. Y'all warm my heart coming and hanging out with me. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. So we're getting some entries for the contest. We're getting some entries. I have screenshots saved. I've got people in the running for the free brush set. Yes. So we got a little pile of people, and some people are in there a couple of times. They're really shooting for it. They're really shooting for it. That's what they're doing. Okay. So we need a city skyline, right? Okay. So now Mr. Afro Bob made it look really simple to do reflections. And I'm not saying it's not simple, but acrylic paint, thank you, Tammy. Acrylic paint is a whole, I gotta get Tammy on here. I missed you, Tammy. Acrylic paint is a whole other animal. Alright, because it dries fast. So, are we going to use the same techniques he does? Yes. Are we going to have to tweak it a little? Yes. Okay? So, that being said, as I'm putting the cityscape on, I'm going to show you things as I'm putting the cityscape on, because you have to do it at the same time. Alright? So, he was able to turn around and paint what he was painting, and then take his brush and pull the colors down and be able to make a reflection out of it. What we have to do working with acrylic paint is you got to paint the top and then you got to paint the reflection at the same time, piecemeal. Alright? Or that way your color matches. If you don't do it that way, if you want to paint your whole city and then put in the reflections later, you have to make sure that you are... Thank you so much, Debbie, for the stars. Thank you, guys. The stars are approximately a penny each. Those of you who are wondering or curious about the stars, I don't know how to do stars on your end. If you're trying to set it up, you're having difficulty, the fam in here, in this little tiny box, are on point. So if anybody's having trouble or want to set that up or don't know what they're doing, now's the time to ask the ladies, because the ladies are on point. They know what's going on. So if you do it all in one shot, you're going to have to save your colors for every building, or be really good at mixing those same colors again. So that's what you have to keep in mind. So we're going to do it piecemeal, and as I'm doing it piecemeal, I'll go over the things that I want to show you. I got to get more white paint though. Okay, so we're going to do it piecemeal all the way across. Alright, now, what you want to have when you're doing reflections, what you want to have is a clean, dry brush. Okay, so I got another big boy on deck. And I have a wet big boy in my hand that I'm going to be painting the buildings with. Alright, and I'm going to show you why. So, right, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, let's start off with something simple. So I'm going to grab my white. I didn't clean my brush off. I'm just going to grab my white, I'm going to grab my red, and I'm going to grab whatever leftover blue I have on my canvas here. And I'm going to give it a little dab, right, because I want this to be a solid color. Okay, so we got a nice rich purple working. I'm trying to get it really purpley so we see it against the blue. So I'm grabbing red and I'm grabbing white and making this a nice purple that you guys... Hello, Nikki is here. How you doing, Nikki? Welcome to the fam, love. Everybody give Nikki and Warren Eve's Creations family welcome. Oh, yeah. Jincy's already on that. She's already on that. All right, so red, blue, white. Okay, coming over here. Bam. Let's drop a building. Ba-bam. Okay, so I'm dropping a building. All right, now I'm just pulling big boy and pushing them into my canvas. All right, notice I'm moving my arm, letting gravity do the work for me, okay, to get my straight lines. All right, now that I have that, the leftover paint that's on my brush, Okay, the leftover paint that's on my brush. I'm not going to grab any new paint. The leftover paint. Hello, Carolyn. How are you doing, sweetie? Let me write Carolyn down. Can't forget Carolyn. Yes. I'm going to pull this down now, okay? So, the leftover paint that's on my brush. And notice I'm smashing this like this. See, I'm pressing the bristles in. I'm pressing the bristles in. Okay, so you're going to just pull the leftover paint. And then what you want to do with your nice, thank you so much for the stars, Debbie. You too, Flicky-doo. Jill is here. You too, Flicky-doo. How you doing, Jill? All right, so with the dry brush now, I'm going to pull down. We're going to pull down. And then you wipe across. Okay? And you will get your soft reflection. Just like that. Just like that. See? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So a nice soft reflection. Okay? That's how you do that. Alright? Now, another thing I want to tell you, or I want to talk to you about, is this reflection is painted in as if this building is right on the shoreline. Like the shoreline's literally right here, and this building is sitting right on the shoreline. Okay? Number one. Alright, now, if I make this my shoreline, so lots of times what people wind up messing up or not understanding why something doesn't look right, I'm just going to put my shoreline all the way across. Okay, so I'm just going to zip this in all the way across. Alright, what people might, might screw up and not do right is that you put your reflections in, but something's looking really, weird. It's looking off. I'm going to swirl tap tab, big boy. And you're not understanding what's not looking right. 9 times out of 10, your shoreline is too big. Alright, your shoreline is too big. And let me explain. Alright, so the deal is the closer your object is to the shoreline, the more of a reflection you're the more of a reflection you're gonna have. Alright? So what winds up happening a lot, I'm gonna grab red. I swirl tap down my brush to get the goopies out, and I'm gonna go back into that purple. Okay, I'm gonna go back into that purple. So right? I'm going to put another building in, right? Let's put in another building. Okay. But this building, let's say this building is further back. Let's say it's further back. So let me grab Mini-Me. I'm going to grab Mini-Me. I'm going to grab some black paint. And I'm going to put the building further back. Okay? Now, everyone's tendency, right, is you usually do your reflection before you do your shoreline. So then you have all these reflections, and then you do your shoreline and something's not looking right. What's not looking right is the further back the object is, the smaller this is going to be. Alright, so what I do is I measure the building, right? Just with my fingers. We're not getting measuring tape or anything like that out. I'm going to measure the building. Boop. Right? Then I'm going to go right to the bottom of this building and mark it. Okay? So, I'm not going to the shoreline. I'm going to the bottom of the building where the object and the shoreline meet. And then you want to drop it in. Okay? Because since this building is further back, you're not going to have as much of a reflection. Alright? Dry, clean brush, pull down, swipe across. That's why that happens. Now I picked up some blue over here. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. Alright? So, sometimes accidents happen and they look pretty awesome. See? It picked up some blue from the other building, but I'm not mad at it because that means the water's moving right there. Right? You don't get a straight line reflection if there's a lot of movement in your water. Right? So, what I would do with that, my happy little accident, what I would do with that is I'm going to swirl, tap, dab a tiny brush, and I'm going to grab some white paint, and right where that happy little accident happened, I'm going to turn around and put some water lines in as if the water was moving right there. Alright? Because when the water moves, it kind of bends the colors. So that's another thing I want to tell you guys. But let me do this again, and I'm going to show you an easier way to do it. Alright? I'm going to show you an easier way to do it. Alright? So, I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to let me grab some white. And I'll grab, let's grab some yellow. Okay. And let's go in here and let's do a really tall building. Okay. So I grab some yellow and I grab some white and I'm going really tall. Okay. So. Now, he is a very big building. Alright, so we're going to turn around and say the water is moving, right? Say the water is moving. So, I'm going to show you the way to do it if the water is moving. Alright, so you're going to have this big building here. My reflection, right? I'm going to see the size of the building. I'm going to go to the bottom of the building, not the bottom of the shoreline, the bottom of the building. Right? So there, to there, mark it off, put in the building. Now, if your water is moving, right, I'm going to wipe off my brush. I'm not going to do the pull down and side to side soften thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to zigzag through this. I'm going to zigzag through this. So, if your water is moving, the colors are going to move in your water. Okay? Alright, and I'm just doing a little fluff right there. So that is how you do the reflection with the moving water. Right? So you see those reflections that are done and they're wiggly. That's how you do it. And I want to wipe my brush off, and since he's pretty much clean and dry, now I'm going to do a little bit of a pull, and I'm going to do a little bit of a swipe, just like that. Alright? And I'm going to grab the tiny brush, and we'll do some water lines. Right? Because this water is moving. So we're going to have more water lines in this water. Okay, just like that. Hi, April. How you doing, sweetie? Hello, 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 April. How you doing, lovey? All right, so now everybody on your way to meet your newest grandson. Congratulations, sweetheart. Cheers. Congratulations. All right. So those of you that are practicing along, okay, so this is softened reflections. All right, they're very soft. Okay, but you can see, so if your water is moving, say like a river, it is a directional movement. Would you then only pull the color in one direction? That's a really good question, Lindell. Mary's here. Hello, 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 Mary. So, Lindell, if your water is moving and there's a current to it, was I planning on doing some mountain and tree reflections? Yeah, let's do it. I'll do it. Let's do both. I asked you guys if you wanted city or trees, but I can do both. Hey, there's an option. D, all of the above. Right? Well, let's do D, all the above. To answer Lindell's question is if your water is moving fast, there is no reflection. Now, if you want to do it to where it's like slow movement, but it is started going, I'll show you. It's easier if I show you than try to explain it to you. Okay, so you kind of do, you kind of don't. All right, to answer your question, because you said, do you pull it all in the one direction? You kind of do and you kind of don't. Okay, so I'm going to swirl, tap, dab my brush. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab the other brush and put it on the side so it's clean and dry for me. Okay, so let's do a building here, and then I'm going to show you as if the water is going. It's all good, Jill. I offered a choice between trees and city, and I think the unanimous decision was city, but nobody said D, do both. Everybody was being kind to me, but I could do both. It's no big deal. I can do some trees. It's New York with Central Park. All right, so we need a building over here, right? And let's do what Lindell asked about it being moving water into one direction. Becky's in here, all the above. That's right. We want A, B, or we're going with option D. All the above. Yep, Jill's got to go in the corner. She came late to class. All right, so we're dropping in a building, right? So I grabbed some white. I grabbed some of my red. And let's drop this building in real quick. Let's just drop this in. All right, just like that. Okay, so now this building is all the way up on the shoreline. All right, it's all the way close to the shoreline, just like this building was. So it is going to be the same height. So very lightly, I grabbed more paint by mistake. Let me get this to match up here. All right, so very lightly, I'm just going to pull. I'm going to pull with the leftover paint that's on my brush, or you pick up a little bit of paint. So this is all small amounts of paint. Small amounts of paint. And since this is right up on the shoreline, this guy is going to be as tall as that guy. Now, Lindell asked if it's going in a certain direction, right? So my water is moving that way. So what you want to do is you're still going to do the wiggle do. Okay, you're still going to do the wiggle do because the water is moving. And as you're doing the wiggle do, right, so you're still going back and forth on here. on this part. See, I'm just zigzagging, zigzag zooming, guys. And then you could pull it out a little further, but you want it to be not dark at all. Okay, because it's going to be basically the water's going to travel a little bit of the colors on top of it, but not too much. So if you notice, as I'm zigzag zooming, I'm pressing pretty hard because the paint is thin, and you want to get it to spread around, and it's going to dry quickly. So basically the water that's in Big Boy right now, a wiggle do sounds new. Mary's late to the party too. So to answer the question about it being in moving water into one direction, yes, you still do the wiggles on this side, but you can elongate the ones going that way. But what you want to do is keep it soft, soft, soft. See? So you still have, right, because moving water doesn't have much of a reflection in it. So basically, when I put in the building and I started zigzag zooming with Big Boy, he just had some water in him, Big Boy. So I was basically using the water and the brush to push this around. So this way it stayed soft, soft, soft. If you noticed, I didn't pick up any more paint. I just used the water that was in Big Boy to move this around. So now it looks like it's going that way, right? But you don't want it to be like this because it's going to dissipate. It's going to disappear like Becky said. Okay, so it's going to start to disappear. It still covers some colors a little bit, but not all the way. Alright? Okay. So, that being said, now, I don't know who built my buildings, but he needs to learn to read a tape measure. Debbie, take your big flat brush, okay? And you're going to put him on here flat, like this, so he's bending. And you hold your brush back here. Don't be holding it here, because if you hold it here and you go to draw a line, you're going to wind up with a wiggly line. Because you got to be wicked quick. You got to go fast if you're holding your brush here. Right? If you hold it back here and then press your brush and then pull. Hello, 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 Kelly. Press your brush in. See how it's bent? And then pull down. You're going to get a straighter line. If you go this way and try to just brush it like this, and no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen for you, honey. Hello, 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 Kelly. How you doing, sweetheart? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so that being said, if you're going to do the water lines on this one, if you're going to do the water lines on this one, alright, you're basically going to follow the squiggly doos that you made with the paint. Okay, so you're just going to follow the squiggly doos that you made with the paint. And then you could put a few in here. You could put a few in here, right? But if you notice, they're all look like they're going that way. Right? They all look like they're going that way because I'm going to squiggle do the edges of this. And I'm just going to put a hint of movement on this side. Okay? So now the water looks like it's going that way. There's a face in the pink. Okay. Like two eyes and a mouth right there. I'm watching but can't get the voice on. We'll watch again when I get it. Oh, okay, Judy. Well, she can't hear me. All right, everybody tell Judy thumbs up. Because she can't hear me. Alright, so, that being said, let's do it with trees. But let's do some roll call first because we have some latecomers. All right, everybody that's practicing along. Hello, 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 Tammy. How you doing? Eve, Lindell, somebody asked me something. Will you also put this video on YouTube? Yes, Lindell. All my replays are always available. My sister puts them on YouTube for me. Not really sure when she's going to get to it. She's usually really good at pressing those buttons for me. So, I'd say the next couple of days it'll be on YouTube. You guys need my YouTube link. And just to let you know, stars is enabled. Oops, that was the wrong button. I pressed the wrong button. So those of you who are sending support through stars, number one, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. You guys seriously do keep the lights on. And second, don't forget to private message me if you did $3 or more, because then you'll be in the running for the brush set. All right, what am I looking for? YouTube. There it is. Found it. Okay. So there's the YouTube, and since I'm pressing buttons, I might as well put in the other links. So you can also donate through PayPal, which I didn't link up because some Sue was saying she was having trouble seeing past that. But there's the link for that, those of you that need it. And Cash App, there's the link for that. And Venmo is in here somewhere. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. There's Venmo. Okay? So, those are the only 3 links, guys. If you see anything else for anything else, not me. Those are it. That's it. Those 3. Okay? Just letting you know. Alright, so, that being said, I need a drink of my Java, and I'll give you guys a chance to catch up Mustard, the ones painting along, or if you have any more questions for me. And I'm going to show you the same things, but we're going to do trees. We're going to do trees. And also, I want to show you, too, like, if you had, like, details that were light or something with these buildings, I want to show you that, too. Okay? 6,000%. So, let's do some roll call. Somebody said this sounds like the magic mirror. That's exactly what it is. So, Lindell is in the house. Tina B, Helen, Rachel, and Rochelle, Donna, Jinsey, Cindy, Joanne, Becky's hanging out with us. We got Lynette, Debbie, Joan, Debbie, Carol. What did I write? Oh, Tammy, Nikki, Carolyn, Jill, April, Mary, and Kelly are here. Yes! All right. So, let me show you real quick. Say, if you, Kimberly's here. If you had windows or darkened windows in those buildings, how would that reflect? Okay, yeah. So that's what I was just about to show you guys, is if you had details in these buildings. You're here, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing? That's what I was just going to do. Okay, so, number 1, what you're talking about is what I like, I call these soft reflections, all right, because they're very soft, and it's just a hint of what's going on above. Now, what you're talking about with the details and everything else, I call that a hard reflection. And the reason I call it a hard reflection is because it is basically the same thing that's on the top is on the bottom. Alright, so let's go with this purple guy. Right, let's go with this purple guy again. Okay, so I'm going to paint the purple guy in. Alright, And now, instead of just using the paint that's left over on my brush to make the reflection, I'm gonna grab more paint. All right? And I'm gonna drop this in with more paint and make it. Alright, we're gonna add I'm gonna add some white to this so you can see it. Alright, so let's add some white to this. So I'm just grabbing white paint. Alright, I'm just grabbing white paint. Okay, so a hard reflection is one that it is an exact mirror image of what's going on up top. Okay, so I grab more paint to do it. Alright, now when you have, is the sun on the back side causing a reflection? Would the sun know where the windows are? Is the sun in the front? My light source is hitting it straight on. So my light source is behind you guys. Okay, so if the sun, thank you Mary so much for the stars, if the sun was back here, we wouldn't be getting reflections, we'd be getting shadows. Right? If the sun was back behind these buildings, you'd get reflection, but you'd get shadows more because it's coming through the buildings and you'd have to put shadows in. And so the shadows are going to overrun what would be reflected. Right? So my light source is coming from here. And to be honest with you, I'm not really sure exactly how the sun affects reflections. You know, like if the sun was coming from this side, I know how it would affect the shadows and cast shadows, and the cast shadows would be, but I'm not really sure how the reflections work when the sun's involved. I just know they're a mirror image, so that's beyond my scope. So I hope I answered you, Jinsey. If not, I'm sorry. That's a Google question. I tried. Like if the sun was over here, I have no idea. Like I don't, honestly, I don't think it affects it at all, to tell you the truth. But I could be wrong. That is a possibility. Okay, so he's right up on the shoreline. So a hard reflection, the same exact size as the building, right? Because my building is right up on the shoreline. Now, I was asked about the windows and stuff. So the windows and stuff, if you're doing... Hello, Nikki. I'm supposed to know everything. Oh, Lord help us if I knew everything. Hello, Nikki. Welcome to the fam. Hi, Lisa B. How you doing, love? All right. So now, if I'm doing a hard reflection, yes, you're 6,000%. You're going to see the windows. You're going to see everything. Okay. So I'm grabbing white paint and say I'm doing windows. So when you do your windows and stuff, okay, you're going to match exactly up to the building. But if you noticed, my windows are here, but I put them against the shoreline there, right? Because what are we doing? We're putting it to where there's the window, size of the window, there's the reflection, okay? So what you would do, right? Now, I don't get too technical. I get the first layer in, and then I just kind of judge it as I go. If you really want to get technical, okay, you would measure this and then measure this. All right, like you'd measure how high this is, And then you would measure from the bottom of the building to where it is here. Okay? So thank you for Mr. Nifty's got them today. You are so welcome, Mary. You are welcome, welcome, welcome. And Lindell is hooking us up with the sun thing. If the sun is behind the buildings, we wouldn't see window reflections. If the sun is in front of the buildings, there would be shadowy windows, and I can't read the rest. And I can't read the rest. Thank you, Lindell, for looking that up. I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. That's good stuff. So if you wanna measure like exactly what I said before. So if this window is here, from here to here on the building, right, the bottom of the building, and I go to the bottom of the building, those windows would be there. Right. That's why I wondered where the light source was. That was a really good question, Jincy, but you got me on that one. If it's a night picture with a moon, you would only see the reflection in the windows with the lights on. Well, true. True, because if it's dark, but I put the dark areas in my reflections too. Like, if one of these windows was dark, I'd put the dark area. Like, if one of these windows was a darker window, like, let's say it was a gray window. Like, say this guy was a gray window, right? I'd put that in here. Because the reflection, I do it as like it's just a mirror image. So if there's something dark here, I'm putting dark there. Hello, 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 Jimmy Gale. How you doing, sweetie? So that's how I would do that. So if there was windows that didn't have the lights on, like my window, I'd still put in the darker color in my reflection. Because the reflection is a mirror image of the object above the shoreline. So, I mean, to each his own. That's how I would do it. And say, hello, 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 Jimmy Gale. How you doing, lovey? And and the next thing is you can do layering. So say there was, like, lampposts on here, right? Now, another reflection that you can do, and then I want to do the tree since so many of you asked, so I don't want to get into this too much. All right, so say there's lampposts, right? Like that, okay? And then I'll do a little piece of it, just a small piece, remember, because it's the same, this height. You got to do the same height from the bottom of the object, not the bottom of the shoreline, all right? So that's one thing you guys remember, is if you're doing reflections, your distance of the reflection, you measure. You measure the object, and then you go to the bottom of the object and do your measurement that way. Do not go to the bottom of the shoreline and put the measurement of the object. You go to the bottom of the object. Okay? So that's how you would do that. And then say there's a light on it, right? So I would do smash, smash, smash. I just got mini me, and I'm putting a little boop, boop, boop. There's lights here. All right? So then I'm going to put the lights here. All right, and another thing, though, you can do with light, if the moon is bright and behind the building, you would assume that there'd be yeah, absolutely. Right, so that's the thing, is that if you start playing around with your light source being in all these different areas, you're going to start playing around with shadows and cast shadows and highlights, and More power to you. More power to you. That's all I got to say. So, now, what you could also do with light, right? Because this is a light that's on, right? So, let me, I'll make those yellow. Now, with light, okay, and this is another thing, like you guys are talking about the moon and light and this, that, and this. Now, what happens with light is that it'll carry further in water. So, you can do one of two ways. You can do it exactly the way it is, right? Or you can do the drawn out line on the water because it's light shining, right? It's not just right, Becky. It's so light shining on the water tends to go further. So I put those in there, and I'm going to just pull down with my finger just to soften them out, and then you have your lights on the water. Okay? So yeah, so that's another thing that is different. So if you're doing a luminous object, okay, their reflection gets carried further in the water. So it's really personal choice. Do you want to keep it right on the money, say your water is perfectly, or do you want to do the light jumping across the water like that? And like I said, you just soften it with your finger, and there's your reflection. Okay, guys? All right. Whew! All right, I'm going to woo-saw it out. My head's all like sun, reflections, this. I'm like, I don't know. All right. Ooh, you threw me off. That's okay. Doesn't take much to throw me off. Okay, so I showed you moving water. I showed you soft. I showed you, I call it a hard reflection, right? Exactly what you're seeing up top, the hard lines and everything. I showed you if the water was going in a certain direction. We have the cast of light. So I showed you that. That's okay, right? It's okay. It's all good. All right, so what I want to show you guys, what I'm excited to show you guys is, so in 2 weeks, I hope you're all paying attention to what I'm saying here. Because this Friday, and I'm going to do the trees for you guys, okay? So this Friday, thank you, Nikki, is this one. What? Hello. All right, so think about what colors you want to do. Do you want to do, you don't have to do the color scheme I did. You can choose whatever color scheme you want. It'll work for anything. So think about what colors, what 2 colors you want to play with, okay? Right? So this is Friday. And the next Friday, you guys ready? Because I really hope you're paying attention to what I'm saying here. Ready? I'm so excited. And I'm going to have one of those masterpiece montages coming, the video coming soon. All right. So, yeah, Nikki, that's this Friday. That's the flowers. You guys seen it, right? Now I posted it. Did I post that event? Ooh, I don't think I posted that event. Did I? I don't even know. Anyway, I'll look. Friday. Right? Really pretty. And the following Friday, you like it. You like it a lot. I like it a lot. You guys ready for this? All right, here you go. I hope you're paying attention today. That's this bad boy is 2 weeks. Eastern Standard Time, Tina Marie. I'm on the East Coast. You got to go to a fish fry. Kelly, I guess you're going to turn around and You're going to be watching the replay, Kelly. Okay, so the reason, thank you, is this the little wow faces, that's cute. So the reason I'm showing you this tonight on Reflections, you got it, Jinsey. I don't know, no, actually I modeled, I can't talk. I modeled it off of the Ben Franklin, actually, Lisa V. So, when I was in Philly, I'll tell you the story behind this. So when I was in Philly, I went to this restaurant bar, and it was on the shore in Philly, right? And they had like a cafe area in the back that was tented, and when you looked out, you actually you saw the Ben Franklin Bridge and all the lights on it and stuff. It was gorgeous. So that's where it's from. But if you notice, see the buildings reflected in the water? See the light reflection from the lampposts? Okay? See the light reflection? Joan, you got this. See the light reflection from the bridge, right? Okay? See the lights reflecting off of the supports? See the shadow? Right? Somebody was asking about shadows and where the light's coming from. So this has a shadow cast right there. Right? Okay? So the next How To Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to paint a city. Alright? So the next How To Tuesday, I'm going to show you how to paint a city. And I'm doing the reflections tonight. So if you guys want to, next Tuesday, you can turn around and start Friday's painting. Yeah, you got this, hon. So what you can do on Tuesday is Tuesday I'm going to teach you how to paint a city. Right? That's going to be our practice. So if you want to get the canvas that you're going to use to paint this on Friday, you can paint your city with me on Tuesday. So then that Friday, all you have to do is the bridge. And you can work on and play on your bridge. Because I'm going to be moving rather quickly when I show this painting. So you guys can get a head start, because I'm going to do Cityscape for How To Tuesday next week. Alright? And I'm doing the reflections tonight. Okay, guys? So, I got you. You got this. It's all good. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You can do it. Right, Joanne. Exactly. You posted to the event page. You posted somewhere. You were talking about doing the I can't think. Doing the bridge. Yes. All right. Trees. Somebody wanted trees. Trees in the water. Okay. So I need tree trunks. Okay. So I'm grabbing yeah, Lisa V, I got you, hon. I think you asked me to do a bridge, I don't know how long ago, and I never did it, so I'm doing one. Alright, tree. Okay, black paint, big boy. Shvoop. Alright, and shvoop. There we go. Alright, now, very light touch, extremely light touch. Barely touching this. Alright. Now, you're like, is he close to the shoreline? Because if he's close to the shoreline, you're going to do the whole length of the tree. Which is about there. Okay? And then you got to get the pieces of the tree. Right? So, very little paint on my brush. And now I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to smudge it out. I'm just going to smudge it out with my finger because I'm not too worried about it. All right, and then any branch that you do, you have to mirror it in your reflection. So I have one there. So I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to have one there. Okay. Now I just guess. I do. I don't get, I don't worry about the measuring too much, but obviously this is this far, right? Because I'm usually pretty good. So this is this far from the bottom of the tree. So that has to be that far from the bottom of the tree. So I wasn't too far off. I wasn't too far off with that. All right. So I'm going to do a branch here. So I got to come here and do a branch there. All right. This part's a little thicker, so I got to make this a little thicker. Okay. And I'm just going to soften. I'm just going to soften using my finger. That's it. Okay. I'm just going to soften it out using my finger. All right. Now we need fluffer nutters. Now we need fluffer nutters on this, right? So let me grab a fluffy brush. Ta-da! Okay. I'm going to swirl, tap, dab them. I'm going to smash them. And I'm going to grab white paint. Okay. Because I'll do a fall tree for you guys. We'll do a fall tree. All right. So smashing. All right. Here, there, not everywhere. Remember? Okay, I did that piece. So with just starting out, I would tell you to do piece by piece. Okay, because you have to do like a mirrored version of what you did on top. All right? So just starting out, I would suggest you do each piece as you paint it. This way you don't get lost. You don't get lost. Yes, blending with the fingers is the best tool. This way you don't get lost as far as what's going where and what did I do. Right? What's going where and what did I do? Okay? So, you can leave it as a hard reflection. Hello, Sheila. How you doing, sweetie? So, you can leave it as a hard reflection, or you can soften it out. Alright, so softening it out, taking a dry big boy, very lightly, gonna pull down. You pull down, you always pull down. I'm gonna wipe off my brush in case it picked up some paint by mistake, and then you go across. And then you go across. Okay? And that's how you get a soft reflection. Alright? Now, when you're adding color, okay, so I'm going to grab my yellow. I'm going to dab in my yellow. Dab in my yellow. Right? Dab in my yellow. Dab in my yellow. Okay, so everything is exactly the same top to bottom, right? So whatever you do here, you got to do here. And another thing is you could turn around, and if you're making a soft reflection, you could actually go beyond the white and just put the color into the water. Okay, because if you're doing a soft reflection, it's going to be blended out more. So you can actually bop some of this right into the water. Dry brush, pulling down, pulling across. Okay, now let's grab some red. All right, red on the tip of Fluffy. Dab some red in, dab some red in, dab some red in, dab some red in. Notice I'm using the paint that's left over on my brush. I didn't grab more paint to do this part, right? If you guys are noticing, I'm doing it here, and then I'm coming down and doing it here without grabbing any more paint. All right, because this is going to be bright and in real life, and this is just a mirrored reflection of what's on top. So if you're doing a soft reflection, you don't grab any more paint. Remember I left the paint on my brush for this building, remember, and I just pushed it in. It's the same thing with this. Okay, I'm going to grab my brush very lightly. I'm going to pull down, wipe my brush off in case it picked up any paint, and go across. Alright, so that is how you would do a tree. Okay, just like that. And you want to make sure, right? Now, remember what I said about the shoreline, right? Remember what I said. So if I turn around, all right, let me put Fluffy away. Let me get Big Boy out. Say there's a tree, but he's back here somewhere, right? Because I know a bunch of you saw, there was one painting going around, and it was like a dock, and the water, and the whole one side was all fall foliage, and then the reflection was in the water. And what I noticed was that a lot of the people had the dimensions wrong between the trees and the shoreline and the reflection. So that's the one thing I want you guys to take away from this, is how to size that up for yourselves. All right, now I showed you on the buildings, let me show you on a tree. Okay, so 6,000%, right? Say there's a tree and he's back here somewhere. All right, now what happens is you wind up, what really happens is that you wind up putting your trees in, and you wind up putting your reflections in, and then you do your shoreline, and you're playing with your shoreline, and the more you play with it, the bigger it's going to get, right? So then you lose track of what's going on, where, what, how, right? So no big deal. No big deal. All right, so I'm going to do my tree. All right, pull, and pull, and pull. Okay, now I'm going to measure. I'm going to measure the height of my tree. All right, to there. Now, I'm going to measure that from the bottom of my tree, not the shoreline. All right, so if my tree is to here, right, approximately, it's going to be to here, measuring it from the bottom of the tree, not the shoreline. All right, then I have this piece coming out on this side, and then that's doing a little thing over here. Okay, and I'll make that just a touch bigger. All right, so that is how you get your you can't seem to make your tree reflection. What's why? What's not working for you, hon? I need a little hint. I need a little hint of what's not working for you. Is it getting it in the right place? Is it getting the colors on? Is it getting the softness? Yeah, let me know what's wrong, honey doll, and I'll try to help you, okay? Alright, so that being said, now I can smush, right? So I'm going to grab Fluffy. I'm going to grab Fluffy. And, hey, well, you know, I love to help. I'll help you. But I need to know what's wrong. Doesn't that remind you of, you know, when like, so you made the shoreline wider, or is that a hill? It doesn't matter. It's, it could be a hill. Everything just seems to blend with the background. Okay, so, you're probably, that's very true, Nikki. That is very true. So what you're probably doing, Donna, is you're not getting, number one, try, yes, the tree is farther back. It doesn't matter if it's a hill or a longer piece of flat land. Whatever is causing it to be further back, that's why it's further back. If it was a hill, I'd actually have to put the reflection of the hill in. If this was a hill in front of the shoreline, on the shoreline, I'd have to put the reflection of the hill in. But this is a flat grassy area leading to that tree, then you wouldn't have the reflection. So, Donna, try using colors that are completely different from your background. Try allowing the paint to dry, because I'm working on this. My background is completely dry. I'm in your head. I'm in your head. Alright, so if you're going to do foliage with the guy further back, alright, smush there, smush here, smush there, smush here, smush there, smush here. Yeah, guys, any question, it doesn't matter, ask away. If I don't know the answer, yes, Donna, see, that's the problem. So there you go. Wait for this to dry. Wait for the background to dry. Okay? Guys, I don't have, you know, if I don't know the answer to something, I'm going to tell you I don't know. Or I might know a little bit about it, which I'll share, but then I might hit a point where I don't know. And I'm okay with that. Alright? I'm okay with that. Alright, I'm going to grab just red. Yeah, Donnie, you got to give it a chance. It's different. Acrylic's a whole other animal. You know, most of the people that you've seen do reflections, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they literally just painted the water and then there's these reflections in, and that's because they're working, exactly, Nikki. Or I ask you guys, because then you guys could Google it or do whatever you do. Just like, who Googled the whole sun thing? Somebody did, I forgot already, but I appreciate it. We do this as a family, guys. If I'm not connecting, just say, hey, Eve, this is what we're talking about, okay? So this is a family thing. We help each other create. You guys help me just as much as I help you. All right, I'm grabbing just red. All right, so Donna, try it. Try to let it dry. Notice I didn't grab any more paint when I did the reflection part. Okay, so now, all right, we're just smushing this in here. And like I said, if it's a soft reflection, you could actually get away with smushing some of the color outside of the actual tree shape. Okay, you can get away with playing with that a little bit. A little bit. Alright, I'm going to grab Big Boy. I'm going to... Oh, it was you, Lindell. Thank you so much, Lindell. There you go. So I'm going to pull big boy, I'm going to pull down, and I want to wipe across. And there it is. So, and now you just add your water lines. And you know what? That water lines to me are like the savior. So if you do something in your water and it's just not looking right. Hello, Angie. How you doing, sweetheart? And it's just not looking right. Just put a water line on top of it. Is once you put the water line on top, it all goes where it's supposed to go and does what it's supposed to do. I have an issue. I do way too many water lines. I just think they're fun and I love to do them. That's my issue. Obviously, if it's still water, there wouldn't be that many water lines. Again, don't forget the water line that's at the shore. Right? So you would have that in there. Okay? And that seems to make it all come together too when you put that in. So worst case scenario, if something's just not working out for you, put a water line through it and it just makes it all better. Yep, exactly, Joanne. Exactly. It just sets it all where it's supposed to be. So that is your saving grace. If you completely screwed something up trying to do your reflection, you can wait for it to dry, paint over it, or if it's not too bad, just throw a water line over it. No one's gonna really notice. The water lines just make it, right, Joanne? Yeah, so, you know, you throw a water, and even with the, what I call the hard reflection, okay, so I turn around and throw a little water line over that. And now it's part of the water. Okay, so just remember though, alright, I say that because it is like a good way to kind of save your water. Remember though, if you have hard reflections, your water's not moving. So you're not going to get that many water lines, okay? And then another thing is, like was brought up before, if it's going in a certain direction, right? Remember I put all the water lines here, but only a few here, okay? So you got to remember that with your water lines, all right? So as much as they can save your little patootie, you don't want to do so many that it's ruining the effect of your painting. Okay, so just to recap, all right, these were soft reflections, right? And if your water is moving, you do the zigzag zoom. If it's moving in a particular direction, you do these ziggy zags further than on the other side. All right, if it's further back, you measure from, hi Wendy, if it's further back, you measure from the bottom of the object. So just keep that in mind, not the shoreline, the bottom of the object. If you're doing lights, you can pull the light through the water. I make them white, Joanne, because they're ripples in water, so I make them white. I've never seen water lines done in black. Like my bridge painting, it's nighttime in my bridge painting, but my water lines are white, see? Yes, Jill, that's the number one thing that a lot of people get wrong. I used to get it wrong all of the time. And then because I'm looking at it, and I did exactly what Bob said, right? I pulled it down, I wiped across, I did all of that stuff. Why does it look weird? And I couldn't figure out why it looked so weird. And it looked weird because I made my shoreline too big. And then my object got pushed back. My reflection, though, was as if it was right on the shoreline. You could. Definitely could. You can make them a grayish color instead. Absolutely, 6,000%. This is your creations, guys. You can make your water lines pink if you want to. Whatever you guys want to do, it's your world. You know what I mean? 6,000%. All right, and so just remember with the trees, all right, do it piece by piece, okay? And you don't, if you're doing a soft reflection, you don't have to grab any extra paint, and you don't have to stick to just this shape, like to the letter. You think you messed it all up? That's all right, Donna. You know, it was probably too wet, and then the more you played with it, the more you're just getting more and more paint on it, and I'm sure it just became a thick, goopy problem. It happens. That's why we practice. 6,000%. So when you guys are practicing, you've seen water lines done in blue, black, blah, 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 blah. Oh, speaking of which, Halloween, guys. So when we're done with our city, I'm doing Halloween paintings. So I hope you're all on board with that. I got one started already. If you have any ideas, what you want to see for Halloween, nope. It's 6,000% every time, Nikki. Every single time. So you can direct message me. If you sent me support tonight, $3 or more, thank you. Number one. Number two, make sure you message me name, how you sent the support, your address, and you get in the running for a witch in the moon. Ooh, that sounds cool. A witch in the moon. Alright, let me write that down. I've seen those. I've done those. I'm going to pass blast a lot of my Halloween ones. So you guys can have fun with those. Alright, so I'm going to pass blast them from YouTube onto the page. So you can check those out too. So all the ones I did for Halloween last year, I'll hook you guys up with those links. A black cat and a pumpkin. Alright. Write that one down too. Black cat and a pumpkin. I definitely did a pumpkin with a witch's hat on it. So to combine two of your ideas, I definitely did a pumpkin with a witch's hat on it. So, alright. So, that being said, guys, thank you 6,000% for joining me tonight. Put this out before Bonnie and Carolyn yell at me. And I hope that Witches Brewing. There's I did a witch lab. I did a witch's house, and she's concocting a potion. And there's a fireplace. There's black cats all over the place. There's a bookshelf. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Thank you so much, Wendy. Yeah, there's like some killer ones that were done last year. So I'll pass blast them for you with the YouTube link, so you can check them out, guys. Alright? Because I'm ready for fall. I'm done with this air conditioning. I don't know about you all, but I'm ready to like open some windows. A skeleton. I can do a skeleton. A pumpkin with a broom alongside a pumpkin. Pumpkin with a broom alongside of a pumpkin. Oh, okay. Pumpkins with a broom. Alright, pumpkins with a broom. Something with a skeleton. I did zombies last year. Alright, so I'll write skeletons. I'll write broom. Pumpkin. Ooh, you know what I could do? Ooh, I know what I'm going to do. I got it. I got it. It's locked. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do, I'm not going to tell you, but I know what I'm going to do. Yep, I got it. And it's a combination. It's a combination of Becky's and Nikki. Welcome to the family. Ideas. So, and it's kind of a combination. Yeah, all three of you. I just got my idea. All right, I love you all. You all warm my heart. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And have fun and go create, okay, everybody? Mwah. Bye, everybody. I love you.